Hello and welcome to the A Quilting Life podcast. I'm Sherri McConnell from A Quilting Life.
And I'm Chelsi from Chelsi Stratton Designs.
And today's episode airs Monday, November 11th, 2024. It is Veterans Day in the United States today, so we want to give a shout out of appreciation to all of those who have served our country.
Yes.
We will start off with just a message about our sponsor, Cozy Earth. We love Cozy Earth. It finally got cold enough here last week to where I switched out the bedding, and I do have a Cozy Earth blanket now on my bed along with my Cozy Earth sheets. And then I also have my fall quilt that I just finished up on the bed. So super excited about that. And if you're looking for winter home goods, Cozy Earth is your place to go with beautiful towels and wonderful sheets and blankets and even throws. And they also have some new Cozy Earth long-sleeved pajamas. I actually just ordered a pair for myself. They are not here yet, but I will let you know when they get here how I like them. I'm super excited to order a pair of long-sleeved pajamas. Remember that you can shop Cozy Earth with a 40% discount using the link in the description below, or use the code QuiltingLife when you check out, and be sure to mention that you heard about them from our podcast. We would really appreciate that. It's a great way for you to help support our podcast. And now I'm going to turn it over to Chelsi, who has the gorgeous quilts for today.
All right. We have a new raspberry summer quilt. This was the last one that was finished, and my good friend Dawn pieced this one for me, and Mary and Bott did the quilting. This is Bountiful Baskets, and it has alternating star and basket blocks. I love it so much. I love having a good alternating block, and the use of the low volume flower wreath print around the baskets. This is Confident Intermediate, and I will do a deep dive on a video I will be filming with Billy on the Bountiful Baskets quilt to talk a little bit more about that. But it is Confident Intermediate friendly.
I feel like the basket blocks are Confident Beginner. I mean, the star blocks are Confident Beginner, but the basket blocks are where a little bit more skill and precision might be required.
Yes, and I love that Mom just said that. The stars, just Confident Beginner. But the skill and precision used for the baskets is where that comes into play. Thank you. That was like perfectly said. I love that you said that. Thank you.
And that video will come out on Thursday.
On
the 14th, I believe.
Yeah. But I love it so much. I think it's so cute. Love it. And it is Fat Eighth friendly.
And I was so excited that Dawn was able to get it finished up before Quilt Market.
Oh my goodness.
This is the quilt that I bound just a couple days before we left. So it's bringing back those memories.
Yeah, I was going to make it, and I had started it, and I just knew I wasn't with some of the things that I needed to get done before Quilt Market. I knew I wasn't going to be able to finish it. And Dawn so graciously took this on and did a beautiful, beautiful job. Marion got it quilted right away, and my mom bound it, and we got it to Quilt Market. And it was in my booth. If you saw the booth picture, it's in there and looks so cute, and just kind of just encompasses, the whole theme of the booth. It was really nice to have it there.
Yeah.
On the table, we have an oldie but a goodie, because guys, I have seen this quilt made more this year than I think I ever have. It is the Magnolia quilt. This is the original Magnolia pattern, and it is fat quarter friendly and was originally made in Seashore Drive fabrics, but with Laguna Sunrise fabrics out, which is in relation to that collection. I thought it would be fun to bring this quilt back. This is beginner friendly, let me tell you. If you want to say Confident Beginner, okay. It is so much fun to make. The blocks are so much fun to make, and I just love this pattern. So if you want to purchase either of these, there's a link in the description of this video, but it has been fun this year to see a lot of Magnolia quilts submitted to the podcast. So I appreciate that.
Okay, now we are going to actually have a new little segment that we are going to do each month. I've been thinking about this for a while, and I even came up with a name that I thought was pretty cute, the Moda Minute, and I shared it with Lisa Alexander, our marketing director, and she liked the name as well. And I just thought we could take a little bit of time at the beginning of each episode and share just something that is new at Moda. And today I actually have 2 things to share. And the first one is, and we've talked about this before, but the Moda 50th anniversary contest. There are 44 SKUs, and we will pop up a picture actually of the bolts that have multiple prints from 44 different designers on the bolts, and 44 SKUs. There are four designer prints on each of the 11 bolts. So those fabrics are available in stores now, so you can start working on your entry for the 50th anniversary contest. And we'll also have a link to that, so you can get all the details. You can get the fabrics now, and it's super fun. Our fabric, Billy's has this picture up. Our fabric that is included is actually the green polka dots from our Favorite Things Christmas collection. And it's kind of funny that they were working with a variety of designers, and they had to get something from everybody and then also make it with the color scheme. So that is our print that ended up in that collection, and that's available now.
Real quick question before you keep going. What exactly is the competition then?
So there are different prizes for designing quilts, and we are going to link to the blog post on Moda's website that explains everything. There's quite a few different categories, and
but they're making quilts and submitting them?
Yes, okay. And you have to use these fabrics.
Those fabrics. That's all you can use. You can't go outside of that.
Exactly.
Okay. And then create something, submit it, and then they're going to choose some winners.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And the prices are really good. So be sure and check that out if you're interested, and those fabrics are available now. The other thing we wanted to share, Chelsi and I can't even remember how this came about. Do you remember how this whole conversation came about? Do you remember?
I do.
Okay.
My favorite Moda Tracy, if you've seen her name on Instagram.
Yes.
She is wonderful and lovely, and we love getting to meet back up with her at Quilt Market. And
she's a sales rep.
She's a sales rep.
Right.
And I just see her as my friend too. So yeah, she is a Moda sales rep, and we ran into her. A few of us were kind of chatting at market, and she had a meeting she was going to, and she was carrying the Moda Fireside, and we kind of were getting really excited about this. And so that's how the conversation started.
Okay. Now I can take it from there. So yeah, she had these fabrics, and we noticed the texture, and it's like a really soft flannel, but with a little bit more of a pile, I guess is the word you would say. It is 100% polyester, but it comes in 60-inch wide. And what this is good for is for quilt backings that you want to be soft and snuggly. And what Tracy was telling us was that long arm quilters prefer this to some of the other, I guess I would say, competitor soft versions.
It's easier to work with.
Was
the review.
Yes. And beautiful colors. I'm just going to hold these up. I actually ordered a couple. They're on the way because I want to put them on the back of some Christmas gifts. So I have a couple bolts coming.
Now, Moda Fireside is not new. It has been around for a while, but there's new colors is the reason why we wanted to talk about it.
Right. New colors. And I told Lisa that we were going to talk about this, and she was super excited because she apparently has been one of the people just saying, yes, give us more colors with these fabrics. They're great. My family loves having them on the back of quilts. And so I just keep looking at the blues, and we asked if we could bring some of these home, and so many of the designers, well, actually there were 4 of us that wanted these that were in this conversation, and 2 of them, they cut these sample things right down the middle so that they could each take a half home to color match with their fabrics. And Chelsi and I got to share this set, so we're super excited.
Maybe we can feature the colors more up close, like in a works in progress video this month.
Yeah.
Or something.
Well, and also I ordered the white and one of the creams, and I ordered a navy because they're going to go with stuff that. But I'll be interested to see with future fabric collections, we'll be able to pick out one. And of course, the off whites and the creams are always going to look good with almost anything.
Oh yeah.
So, but I'm super excited to get one of these quilted. We were able to, Allison brought over a quilt at market, and it had batting in it and this, and it was just super soft. So
I think that's something I love about Allison is she always has something to, oh, well, this is it quilted. And she is so awesome.
Right. So.
Well, and I also want to mention, because now that I'm thinking about it, if you guys watched our inside look videos at Quilt Market, the beginning of part 2 was Vanessa Gertzen, and she was mentioning she was talking about her quilts, but she mentioned using this background fabric that would be really nice. And then she sort of looked at you and she's like, what is it? And then you guys were like, what? We're going to talk about it more later. And I heard you in the background say, we're going to talk about it on the podcast. So this is obviously
this must have been that, because Vanessa and Robin Pickens, they were the ones that cut a set of these in half so they'd each have them.
So if you watch that video and sort of heard that part and was like, I wonder what she's talking about there. So this is it.
Yes.
Okay. Well, good.
Yeah.
And then was there more from Moda that you wanted to share there?
That's it for today. Just the Moda Minute. We're just going to make it quick and fun with something new every episode.
Awesome. All right. Well, then I will jump into our listener quilts today. We're just going to do a couple. And the first one here is a Coastal Summer quilt made in the Emma collection. What was that, the fabric it came out in? Or was it a different? So what did it originally come out in?
It came out in Strawberry Lemonade.
Strawberry Lemonade.
But
okay.
I love this Emma version.
Yeah.
It is so incredible. And well, I'll let you read the.
Yeah, not a big email here, but she just said, "Hi all, I love the Emma collection of fabric. I think it is my favorite. And I made the Coastal Summer pattern with Emma. It was such a fun quilt. Thank you for your podcast and all you do for the quilting community." And that was from Corrine.
Okay. Yeah. It's gorgeous.
Yeah. Okay. And then the next one is actually a 2022 block of the month. Let me just double check here, make sure I got the right. There was a couple of them. We're going to save one for next month. This is from Jan. She said, "Hi, Sherri, Chelsi, and Billy. I just love your podcast and have been with you since the beginning. Your family interaction on the podcast is just so heartwarming and genuine. I look forward to every new episode and even re-listen to the older ones. My 2022 Block of the Month quilt has finally been completed, and I thought that the churn dash frames around each block were so cute. I used Tula Pink fabrics for this quilt that will be donated to our Sleep in Heavenly Peace organization. The Sleep in Heavenly Peace organization provides beds to children in our country that don't have one. In addition to the bed, they also give them sheets, pillows, and quilts to complete the bed." And she said, "Take care." And again, that's from Jan. So awesome job, one, and awesome way, an awesome place to give the quilt to. Sounds like a great organization to help, children that are in need of just beds and sheets and pillows and quilts. So
yes,
that's awesome.
Yes, I love that. It's gorgeous.
All right, so thank you for those. And before I already sort of just mentioned it, so before we jump in our main topic where we're going to talk more about Quilt Market, I know you've been inundated with Quilt Market here recently. I did want to mention that we do have those 2 videos. So if you haven't seen those yet, basically what they are is, we first started off with showing my mom and sister's booths, and then they went to as many Moda designers that we could get, that were available at that time. A little behind the scenes of that, we did all that filming on Monday, when that's the slowest day of the market, right? It opens up on Saturday. Sunday's very busy as well. Monday it sort of slows down, and that allows us to sort of go and talk to some of the designers and let them share their booths and everything. So those are both up there. There was a giveaway in the first one. Camille, generously came up with that on her own, said, hey, I'd like to donate a package of my patterns. We already, there was if you watch it now for the first time, feel free to leave a comment, but we've already selected the winner for that giveaway and everything. So that's all done, but we want to thank her for doing that for us. A lot of people commented on that video and let us know what their favorite quilt of hers was from this time around. But yeah, so that was really fun to go and film that myself and sort of see the booths for myself. And then also want to just mention real quick about the previous episode to this one. That's when it came out when we were out there at Quilt Market, and that was with the Nancy Lane podcast. And I just want to say thank you. I enjoyed the conversation with her as well, and it was really nice to see how many people enjoyed that interview and conversation, as we kept calling it, with you, Mom. Because I mean, the one thing is that, is she a Moda fabric designer? Is she someone that has a big online presence? She wasn't. But she's someone that you really respect as a quilter and has done great work for you. And I think that was cool to just talk to someone that is, as most of our viewers do this for a hobby. And I think that's why she related so well with so many people. So I thought it was really great. Wanted to thank her again out here and thank everyone that watched that and connected with her.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because I received several emails as well from different viewers saying how much they enjoyed that episode. So
yeah,
thank you for reminding me of that.
Really interesting story again as well, how she got into sewing and quilting in the first place. So
yeah.
Okay, well, with that, and I'll talk more about my experience at Quilt Market, but I'll let you guys start it off. And today's episode is going to be more recapping the things that you saw at Quilt Market, any new trends that you want to talk about, anything that you can share upcoming. Obviously, you already shared a little bit of that fabric there, but yeah, just go ahead and break it down. I know it's one of your biggest things of the year to do, so let's go ahead and talk about it.
Yeah. And first, I actually did want to mention about the filming. There were several designers that we would have loved to have filmed, but they were already gone home by Monday. Mm-hmm. And it's just such a tricky situation because day one is so busy that you really can't stop and film with people because they need to talk to those shops who are there. Day two is kind of hit and miss. Day two is actually really, really busy, I feel like, again this year. So I'm not sure we would have even had time that day. And then a lot of people did leave Monday morning or Sunday night or sometimes Sunday. So yeah, we did miss out on a few of those beautiful booths, but maybe, over the years we'll get to catch up with them. Okay, I don't know. Do you want to start?
Yeah, I actually really want to start.
Okay.
It's always hard to know where to start because there's so many different facets of Quilt Market.
Yeah.
But I will say this, Mom and I did something different this year that was so helpful. We flew in a day earlier, and that way we were able to kind of get to our hotel, have a dinner. And what was really great that I want to start out with is Camille Ross Kelly of Thimble Blossoms was on our flight, both flights, going to and coming home. And we didn't know she was on the flight going to, and we're sitting in the airport and she just kind of pops up.
Well, actually,
yeah,
we were at the Southwest gate and the gate agent was telling this funny story like Southwest
hilarious.
Employees do. And I think he had everybody in that gate area just listening because it was just such this funny story. And I think that's what made you look up.
Yeah.
When you noticed her because we were all laughing at this gate agent story.
Yeah. And I think she said she heard me laugh too. I don't know. I guess my laugh is it's not easily forgotten. Maybe that's a bad thing. But no, it was so great. And we just talked the entire flight and it was so nice. And we had the best time with her. I just am so grateful for the time we got to spend together and hang out and have really great conversations. But that was really nice. But no, Market was great. And Mom wasn't kidding. Day two was just as busy. And if you might have noticed, we were together, but we did have separate booths. And there was lots of jokes about it. People were like, oh, did they have to separate you two? But we were in the same square.
Yeah.
But just our own walls.
Yeah. If you've watched one of those videos that Billy put up, you can see the arrangement. And actually, before we went, I never saw a schematic. And so I knew we each had our own separate little space. And I was kind of worried we would be around the corner from each other.
Yeah.
But it was so great the way Moda did it, because they put it such that we were diagonally opposite. So when people came in, they could talk to both of us at the same time. We could talk to each other. It was really great. And we had plenty of room.
Yeah. And it was almost kind of this immersive Sherri and Chelsi space,
Yes.
which was very fun because
surrounding
yeah, we just had groups of people and they could talk to both of us, because something that I feel really blessed having is that we both trust each other I know enough about Mom's business and she knows enough about mine that if somebody was talking to me, but they had a question about my business, or if, vice versa, we both trust each other to have that conversation with people.
Right.
And mom was like a step ahead of the game. She had these awesome brochures and that was really great. A lot of people liked that, but it was great because her quilts were in her corner and my quilts were in my corner, but it's the same fabric and it was awesome. I thought it was really great. I was nervous about it, but it was good.
It worked out. It was a great space. We were super happy.
Yeah.
And just in case you are still a little confused, if you watch the video in part one, when I'm filming my mom's booth, I'm either standing in front of Chelsi's booth or actually inside it, and vice versa. When I was filming Chelsi, I'm standing in front of my mom's booth. So they're just right across from each other. And you could also compare it to both Robin Pickens' booths and Primitive Gatherings, where they had two sides. If you watch the video, you see me go back and forth. That's essentially what my mom and sister's booths were. I could have done the same thing and just gone back and forth with the camera, but that's how it was set up. It was like you had to walk through, and you had one on my mom on one side and Chelsi on the other side. So no escaping them.
Yeah.
No escaping them. I like that.
Last year we had a great booth set up too, but we were a little bit further away from the rest of the designers. So this was a little bit different this year. We got to
we were mingle more.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
It was nice. It was really great. I felt like there were a lot of designers there. The space was great, and it was just good to see our Moda family, because now that Quilt Market is essentially one time a year in October in Houston, it was really nice to be together. And I thought it went great. I thought it was a great market. I also want to talk about the first day, actual booth setup day, not the day we landed. We did get a chance to film with Annie and Abby, our good friends, and Moda had
Moda pop-up studio.
In the Moda pop-up studio, and it was awesome. And I had kind of wished Billy was there that day while we were filming with them. It was so great, and I have to give kudos to Billy, because I felt extremely prepared filming with them, because we've been doing it with Billy, and that was so nice. And I kind of felt, I'm like, oh, I wish Billy was here, because Billy has been so helpful in filming. And there was one thing I also reflected on is, so this was exactly 10 years from when we flew in to present our very first fabric collection to Moda. We weren't Moda designers yet. We went because we had a meeting, and we presented actually a few fabric lines.
Right.
None of those were the fabric line that was our very first collection.
Right.
We actually went home and resubmitted, because we'd left that one at home, and it was really great. And we had a meeting about design about some upcoming collections. And it just kind of felt full circle. 10 years is a long time. My kids have grown up.
Yeah.
Our businesses have grown. Billy is now a huge part of this.
Harper was a baby.
Harper was a baby. Finn wasn't born yet.
Yes.
And that was very, very cool. So I kind of reflected, I did when I got home, and felt really really grateful for this whole experience, and that I get to do something I love. But we've also come a long way in the design aspect, and quilts and everything.
And you've become a quilter in the past.
I've become a quilter.
You were not a quilter 10 years ago.
I was not a quilter 10 years ago. Yeah, this one was special because of that, I think. And I didn't actually think of it. Mom was like, hey, do you know what this one is? And I was like, what? And she told me. Very, very cool. It's very cool to see that journey and see where all the designers are and where the company's at. And it was great. It was cool.
And what day did you do the filming? Did you do it on
Friday?
Friday.
So before it officially started.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think we thought, because we flew in on Thursday, I think we thought, oh, we're going to get up Friday morning. We're going to go put our booth together. But no, we actually didn't put our booth together till later that afternoon because we filmed and then we had a meeting and we had to eat lunch. And so
Friday, I did not expect it to be for us to be as busy as we were. We really did. We didn't realize, we can't put our quilts up which wasn't a problem.
No, because we did that filming.
Yeah, we needed to film and we wanted to show every quilt while filming and we did. And I feel like we got it done in a good amount of time. We just kind of flipped through.
Yeah, we stacked them all on the table and then we took turns sharing.
Yeah, and then we were able to set our booth up.
Yeah.
And there's always like this, you set your booth up, but then you are unsure because you've been staring at it all day. And I feel the same about designing a fabric line. I will literally, even this time, the fabric line we brought to present, I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. They loved it. Mom loved it.
I loved it.
And I'm sitting
I came
there.
up with a name again.
Yeah, I know. Mom.
2 in a row.
But it just is so funny because you stare at your booth, but then you get to the official first day of market and it looks great. And there's nothing to worry about. But
yeah. Well, and you see the other designer booths and you think, oh, that's such a cool idea. I should have brought that, or I should have. And we did do a Target run that day too, right?
Yeah, but we didn't find anything.
Really find anything that we thought we needed.
Yeah, because everything with the Christmas stuff was out, and our is Raspberry Summer,
right?
But
there wasn't a lot of non-Christmas. At Target.
Yeah.
So.
There were a lot of, sometimes you're like, oh, I should have done something like that in my booth, or that was a very creative idea. And you learn a lot from each other because of that. I still felt like, holy cow, we had 20 million quilts.
Yes.
That's all we could fit in our booth.
Yeah.
Basically. We do want to do something really fun. One of our favorite things about Quilt Market is talking to quilt shop owners, and they work so hard. And their businesses mean so much. Online, brick and mortar, they work so hard and they really support us. And so we want to do kind of over the next few podcasts, just shouting out some of these shop owners on the podcast. We are so grateful for them. So I think we'll just go back and forth.
Yeah.
And
we'll just see how many episodes it takes us to get through them. And the one thing I was thinking about in doing this is that, and one of the shops in here is actually from Northern Nevada, and I didn't know there was a shop there. If I were traveling to Northern Nevada, I wouldn't have known. And so I thought, you know what? Maybe this will help some of our listeners and viewers find out about some shops that might be pretty local to them, maybe within an hour or two away.
Yeah.
So I think this will be good.
I love it. Okay, so first up, we have Colchester Mill Fabrics and Quilting, and that is Cheryl, and they are in Colchester, Connecticut.
Yeah, and I love hearing where everyone came from. My first card is Liz Roundy from JK Quilts, and they are in Meridian, Idaho, and there are actually 3 of them. They are incredible. They were actually at Motivation, and so that's when I feel like I mean, we visited with them at Market before, but I feel like at Motivation was when I really got to know them. So they're super fun to follow on social media too. They do cute reels.
Next up is Lena and Laura from Quilting with Latinas. It was such a joy to meet them and visit with them for a little bit, and they are in Milton, Wisconsin.
Okay, and my next card is Sandy from Little Sandy's Quilt Shop in Arvada, Colorado. I think that's how you say it, Arvada or Arvada. But I know I get I'm not sure. Do you know? Do either of you? I think it's
Arvada or
I think
Arvada?
it's
I'm not
Arvada.
sure. Yeah.
I think it's Arvada, California. Anyway, we first met Sandy and her husband last year at Quilt Market.
Yes.
And this is really fun too. I had actually, when I taught at Garden of Quilts, I had a student, a woman in my class who, Little Sandy's is her quilt shop. And, you know, you just want to hear, when you hear about someone who shops at a store and how much they appreciate the hard work that the shop owner does, you know that that shop owner is going in the right direction.
They're very good people.
Yeah.
And I just really enjoy speaking.
Yes.
Getting to
I don't
talk
know
with
how
them.
she does everything she does.
Oh my goodness,
With
I
her
know.
family. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Next up, we have Fabric Patch Quilt Shop, and this is Nick and Michelle, and they are in Gore, Oklahoma.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know where Gore, Oklahoma is,
Yeah.
but yeah. And we had lots of international visitors. So Carolyn from Suffolk Quilts in the UK stopped by, and she is also a long arm quilter and a quilt pattern designer.
Next, we have Creative Pursuits Quilting and More, and they are located in Ebensburg, Pennsylvania.
Okay, next up is the Busy Lady Quilt Shop, and this is Jennifer, and she's located in Mount Washington, Kentucky.
And my last one is the Quilt Parlor. So cute. And this is Anita, and she is in Battle Mountain, Nevada.
Right.
Yeah.
Way up at the top of our
Way
state.
up at the top.
Yeah.
But yeah, so cool to know that they have one up there.
Yeah. And my last card for today is the Quilted Goat. And this is Mary Kay, and she's the owner, and they are located in Clovis, California. So thank you to all of you shop owners who stopped by. And for you listeners, I hope you'll find out about a new shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if some of those other shops are as in like a rural of an area as Battle Mountain, Nevada.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
Nevada's basically Las Vegas, Reno, and then everything. There's a lot of space.
Yeah.
there's towns, there's people, obviously like Battle Mountain, but Winnemucca, Elko are all up in that area. But they're small towns.
Yeah.
But it is neat to hear that there's a quilt shop like in a small town like that.
Yeah.
mean, Battle Mountain's even smaller than here
Than
where
we
you
are.
guys live.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
And,
very.
Yeah.
Did you ever go up there for any sporting events?
I
or
don't think
probably
I
saw
did.
them at different state events.
I've been to Elko and Winnemucca, so I think
Yeah.
so that means I've drove past it. But
Okay.
it's yeah. But yeah, so that's neat. So even these places that we're unaware of where they are, if someone's in the vicinity of, like wherever the place in Oklahoma, you said maybe someone in Oklahoma doesn't live there, but I know where that is. That's
Right.
interesting. They have a quilt shop
Right. Yeah.
in there. So, that's cool. Yeah, and so you have more that
We have
we'll
more
be doing over
cards.
the next few
Yep.
episodes.
Probably take another 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Probably.
Okay. Yeah, so that'll be a little mini regular feature.
Yeah. Okay. So I think everybody really wants to hear your initial thoughts, Billy, about Quilt Market. I think we had so many people actually come to the booth before you got there, and we had to say, "Oh, he's flying in later today." They knew you were coming, and
Yeah.
So
yeah, we came. You guys went Thursday, you said, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we our whole plan was to always just come in, just fly in, save a night of hotel room, just come in Saturday morning early as possible, and then stop by Saturday. And then I mentioned previously that Sunday we're going to do our whole football thing, which that was fun, but we lost, but it was still a good day. But so anyway, Saturday of Quilt Market, we do fly in, everything's going good, except that my wife's, one of her bags was not on the plane with us when we got down. It was on another plane for some reason, coming a little later. So the option was basically, okay, we know where your bag is. It's on another plane. It'll be here in a couple hours. You can wait for it or come back for it, they said, and we'll give you a $200 travel voucher, or you can just take off and we'll deliver it to you later. Just let us know where your hotel is. And I said, you know what? That's not a bad thing to have in your back pocket, is a $200 travel voucher.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and I said, I knew we weren't going to do any filming and everything. And so I was like, let's just wait it out. So we did, got her bag, and then we headed over there. So maybe a little later than I first anticipated, but we were able, because we were a little later, we were able to check our bags into our actual hotel before we went over there. So we go, I call my mom, let her know we're here, wait for her to bring the badges out to us so that we could enter. And so she does. And as I walk in, someone approaches us like almost immediately, and she just started talking to me, like she knew me and everything, and was just like, "Oh, it's good to see you here. So you're here to, check it out, and maybe you two are, pointing me and Isabel, like, you guys are going to look at some long arm machines," and just sort of like talking like, "Yeah, that's all correct. That's everything that I'm here to do." And I just assumed, because I walked in with my mom, like, oh, so this must be someone from Moda or somebody that my mom knows as well. And it turns out you did not know her, right?
No.
Okay. And then I figured that out as well. And she is a listener of the podcast. Must be a shop owner. I was walking in, so I was really like, wait, what's going on right now? And so I didn't even ask like where she was from or if she was a shop owner or whatever, but I'm assuming that's what she was. And but yeah, so thank you. Her name was Carolyn. I did ask for her name, and so that was my greeting into Quilt Market, was somebody that listened to the podcast, knew I was there, who I was, and what we were doing there. So that was like really, really cool, really nice introduction to the Quilt Market for me and Isabel. And but it did throw me off a little bit too, just because I thought, oh, so this is somebody that you work with, or whatever. So that's how it started. Went in, sort of took everything in from a broad perspective. Went to the Moda area, sort of walked around, saw a few of the booths there. Obviously saw my mom and sister's booth first, and then just walked some of the rest of the trade show and saw, what it's all about, and seeing all the different companies there that are obviously trying to get their products into different quilt shops, all the fabric designers, the long arm machines, and then how the quilt show is next door to it. I think, on Saturday, Isabel and I did spend some time going in there and looking at some of those quilts. And I think we did on Monday as well.
Yeah,
so,
it was just a really incredible show.
Yeah.
Celebrating the 45th anniversary of
Quilt Market.
Quilt Market, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, it was, I've been to different trade shows and conventions in the past for different reasons and whatever, but now it just all brings it all more together about what you guys are talking about every year and everything that goes on there. So let's get down to one of the main reasons we went there. So obviously we did all the filming and everything. We did on Monday get to Isabel, and if you watch part 2 of the inside look, I didn't take a lot of footage of her doing it. I mean, I was sort of there asking questions a lot as well, and I actually did try it. Thank goodness we didn't film me doing that, because that was pretty.
Oh, you did okay.
Isabel was better for sure. But so we just messed around, asked about it. She let us know about, okay, where you're from. You need to get in contact with the dealer there if when you're ready to move forward and everything. And we didn't commit to anything. We didn't we don't got one come in the next week or whatever, but we did, do what we wanted to, as far as go have Isabel try one out, ask a few questions, especially for her, because I've seen them before, and let her just sort of take an overview of that. So that was a great positive to go ahead and look at that. My mom came with us and helped ask some good questions and everything too.
I just wish that you had been able to see how a computerized pattern, how you just start it. But Marion could show you guys that. So, and
she was showing us the software on the computer. And again, that's something that more I would be involved with, I think, ultimately more so than Isabel. But, so I sort of understood what she was saying. Yeah, we didn't see it demonstrated all the way out,
right,
based on time and everything. But I understood that after you put it up there, that's what the machine was going to do on its own. So that was really neat to see. I'm trying to think some other things that we were impressed with or just enjoyed there. It was cool seeing your whole community of Moda. I mean, I've heard other designers talk about it. Yeah, sort of seeing it, how you guys are all there together as a group, as you guys are doing your doing some social media videos as well, like with your designers doing. How would you explain it, Chelsi? You know what I'm talking
Our
about.
reels.
Yeah.
They did something really fun while I was with you and Isabel at the long arm machine. And so I didn't get in on that, but Chelsi can explain it. But I did show up at the very end, and I did make it into one of the behind the scenes watching. But it was phenomenal what you guys did.
And that is all Vanessa Gertzen of Lella Boutique. She is so on top of those type of trends because I'm not on TikTok. And so she always has the fun ideas. And even Josh Dunn came over and said, the energy you guys are putting into this is so much fun. And there was lots of little videos that we did and had filmed, but that was the one that I think was gold at Quilt Market. But Mom she made it into a behind the scenes video. And it was just so fun to have so many of us in there. And when you have that many creative minds together, it just starts steamrolling.
Yeah.
But Vanessa is the queen of these videos. She is so much fun. And Steph too. Steph is awesome, and she does social media and so much work for Basic Gray, and it was just a lot of fun. It was super fun. And I think that's also a testament to the designers at Moda is we have a lot of fun together and we hang out and do we talk business for sure, but we also just really love each other's company. And so it was very, very nice. We ate probably too many desserts.
I was thinking too, we have a designer picture. We always take a designer picture at the end of day one, which was Saturday. So I have that. Billy can pop that up so you can see kind of just something that we do every year. It's standard. But one thing that Billy and Isabel missed was that Sunday, the Moda booth theme was Winter Wonderland, because this is the catalog, the market catalog, and you can see it's almost 3/4 of an inch thick, but the majority of the groups in this catalog are Christmas groups. And so on Sunday, a lot of Moda sales reps, marketing team, all the way design team, they were dressed in holiday attire, and it was fun to see.
That a lot of them made.
Yes.
It was awesome.
Oh, I'm thinking of Erin and her overalls, and she just had things sewn all over patches. Even some of the men, I'm thinking of John, our IT guy, in his red cowboy boots and his hat with lights around the top. And
so everyone got really festive on Sunday.
Very festive.
I mean, Josh's jacket, his coat that he had, his suit coat that he had made was
and this coat's in the picture that we're going to show.
Well,
do you have a picture of Josh? I
don't.
I have a picture of us with John.
I have a picture of us with Brian.
Yeah.
And Lisa.
Yeah. Not too many of the designers dressed up. It was more the Moda company employees.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was nice for me also to see people that we've had on the podcast. Either since we've doing it with video, or even like in the first couple of years, we interviewed a lot of those designers over the phone,
right?
And I just heard their voice, but so it was nice to meet them, shake their hand,
right?
I'm introduce themselves.
Like Stacy and Lisa.
Mm-hmm. Stacy, Lisa. You know who was Corey Yoder there this year or no?
She was not.
Oh, okay, because I've never met her.
Yeah,
in person.
we met. That was, I think, the first market I've been to that Corey wasn't there.
Because we had her on the podcast pretty early.
That's true. Yeah.
And then meeting Lisa, because we've had her on the podcast.
Yes,
and
Lisa.
I'll pop up I took a picture with me and her with the shirt that she sent us, the Billy Knows Quilting shirts. I wore that on Monday when we did the filming and everything.
I was so excited that you wore that shirt.
Yeah, I didn't even mention it to you guys. It just showed up in there.
You surprised us.
Yeah. And I wore that all the way home and everything. And I'm at the security going home. The TSA guy's like, takes the ID and looks at me. Billy Knows Quilting, huh? Okay. I said, I forgot I'm even wearing this shirt. And he's like, there's some quilt thing going on here, right? I'm like, yeah, there was. I was obviously there. So that was, it was good to see like people for the first time. And then I want to mention, I now that I think about it, especially looking at all the video footage, there was a lot of Christmas collections and everything. But then I'll tell you, not to like shout out one more than any other because everything was great, but Isabel really liked Stacy Issues fabric and all of her like Day of the Dead stuff. And I mean, she was like she was like blown away by that.
Maybe I need to order one of those panels for Isabel. So
that was sort of what I was getting at. You know, if you want to make anything for Isabel, her fabric collection, she would like anything from that, and even like the old dolls and everything.
Oh, the dolls were so good.
I'll have to look up when they ship and see if I can get an order in still.
Yeah. So just sort of throwing that out there because she was.
Yeah, was Stacy in our catalog? I can't remember. No, I think she's in this catalog.
I think she's in this catalog.
Yeah, I should still be able to order.
I hope you should be able to.
Yeah.
Overall, for me, great experience. I'd like to go back, do it again each year, and just sort of feature. I think you guys can tell me, but like, I think the designers probably enjoy doing it too. I mean, it's given a new audience maybe for some of them to just sort of show their fabrics and everything.
Yeah.
Through YouTube.
Yeah. One thing that was really nice too was there were 4 new designers there that we were able to meet for the first time. Amaryllis Henderson and Elena and Jessica Rose and also Emily Van Hoff. And so it was good to put those. I had, sometimes Moda will announce them a little bit before market and I'll follow them on social media, but not really have the name to the face. So it was nice to meet them. And we were able to go to lunch with both Amaryllis, or dinner or lunch with Amaryllis and Elena. Yeah. So got to talk to them.
And we did a short feature with Elena as well with her fabric collection. I was just going to point out also is that I found her collection interesting. I liked it because it was Christmas, but it wasn't red and green. So it's very different. And she took different like blues and creams and peaches and stuff like to make her interpretation of Christmas, which I thought was actually really cool. I actually, of all the fabric, that sort of stuck out to me. I'm like, that's a good idea to do something that's Christmas, but not red and green.
Yeah. And especially if you are a cat lover, that you're going to want that collection.
That too.
One other thing I was thinking of was that next year, you mentioned next year. Mm-hmm. Next year will be the Moda's 50th anniversary, and I'm sure Quilt Market will be super exciting for Moda as a company with that. So it'll be one not to miss.
And I was already thinking, now that I've been there once, I mean, obviously do more videos with fabric designers, and their booths. Keep that going. I think people are interested in seeing that. But I thought of some other things afterwards. I'm like, oh, I should have done a video doing this, showing like some other aspects of Quilt Market. And now that I've had like a year to be there and just sort of see it, I think I come even more prepared next year to think of like some other cool footage to bring back from it. So
yeah, absolutely.
I plan on attending again. Now, will my football team be playing that same exact weekend again? Will the stars align once again? I'm not sure.
You never know because Quilt Market next year is at the beginning of October.
Oh, is it?
They changed it.
They changed the date for next year.
October 4th through 6th.
So baseball season will still be going on.
Chelsea might get to go to
it'll be playoffs. It would be playoffs.
It would be playoffs.
It would be the first round.
But Mason already talked to me about it. He's like, oh, it's playoffs. So I'll be there.
We'll be getting multiple hotel rooms.
Yeah.
I should mention too that my wife Isabel, she's a huge Dodgers fan. They won the World Series this year, and we watched Game 2 in Houston
at
Biggio's.
and we watched Game 3 on the airplane coming home on Monday night, and so they won all the games. They won Game 2 and Game 3, and then they ended up winning the World Series in 5 games. So
yes,
So
congratulations
she was happy about that too.
For Isabel. Yes. Okay, well, I think that's kind of our recap. We loved it. It was a great market. I feel like it was just a touch busier than last year, just a touch bigger. We don't know.
I guess I should ask one more question.
Oh, okay.
Is there anything like? Was there any news or announcements other than like it being the 50th Moda anniversary next year. Is there anything big that you like learn there that you could share, or is it pretty much, not much new, just same old as far as doing what you do?
We didn't really learn anything new other than we did hear a lot of talk about the H&H show in Chicago in May, and what a fantastic show that is. So that will be interesting to see how that plays out.
Oh, someone came up to me and talked to me about that too.
Yeah,
Really?
H&H is doing some incredible things.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I should mention too, like I mentioned the first person that introduced herself to me, but I don't want to leave out some other people. Just as Isabel and I were sitting there in your booths one day or on Monday, like you guys were out doing something. I did have some other people come through who it was the same situation. They're like, "Oh, I know who you are. Watch the podcast. Have you guys gone to see the long arm machine yet?" There was several people, and there was, I forget her name now, but I know it's Camel Quilts. She's from somewhere in Texas. I'll talk more about her next time. She said, "Hey, why aren't you guys doing the podcast anymore?" And I said, "Oh no, we do the podcast. It's still, twice a month, every other week." And she's like, "No, I'm not talking about your quilting podcast." She said, "I'm talking about your two podcasts, me and my wife's old podcast, The Gringo and His Girlfriend."
I was there for
So
that. I heard
funny.
that.
And I
Yes.
said, "Oh, you listened?" She said, "Yeah, it was great. I liked it." And I said, "Well, it was sort of, we got busy leading up to the wedding and this and that, but I guess we got no excuses now because we're married and live together. So I think we should be able to come up with an episode." She said, "Yeah, you should. You guys should do it again." So I forgot I was going to mention that earlier too, but that was really cool to see and just appreciate the warm welcome with everyone and Isabel as well. So sorry, I wanted to mention that as well.
You mentioned that. You should, because I remember you had that one episode about weddings. So the first one should be like, this is our look back at our wedding. And
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
That would we definitely have plenty of things to talk about. So
Right.
but anyway.
Okay. Well, our next episode is going to be in 2 weeks on Monday, November 25th. That will be the Monday before Thanksgiving. And I'm kind of guessing we're going to be talking a little bit about holiday prep that episode.
Yeah.
Ideas for last minute quilters.
Oh, yeah. It'll be the Monday
Yeah.
right before Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I think if we're going to talk about last minute ideas for Christmas gifts for quilters and
Because Black Friday will be that week.
Yep.
Oh, goodness.
Yep.
It'll be a lot of fun.
Yes.
Thanks so much for stopping by.